Hello, hello, everyone. Not sure if you can see me or not. Let's see. Okay, looks like it's live. I can see the chats this time, so that's good. I'm trying to do it so it connects with the actual event, but I don't know. Where I'm having my assistant set it up, and it's like it's not letting me join. It's having her join. So anyway, whatever. I'm really excited to have you here today. Say hello if you are here. You can say hi in the chat here, and I can see it. Let me know if you can hear me. If you're here watching live, go ahead and type in hashtag live. And if you're here watching the replay, please do hashtag replay in the comments below. And for those of you who are joining me for the first time, welcome aboard. And please know that I am here every Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific time to talk about really powerful content that I know will be helpful for your business. And I'm actually going to start putting this in YouTube as well. So if you're here watching on YouTube, I'm doing this live in my Facebook group called the Business Growth Blueprint. So you can search for that in Facebook and come and join the group. I do these every Thursday at 3 p.m. Live. So if you want to come on board, ask questions live specifically pertaining to your business or something, then come on in and I'd be happy to do that. Plus, I have a lot of other amazing free resources and trainings and stuff on how to build your business in a way to have time and money freedom. Okay, that's what I do. I'm Heather Blaze, and I help business owners, entrepreneurs, service based primarily. But sometimes if you have certain products work as well. But I show my clients how to set up their businesses so that they have time and money freedom to do what they love to do. I help them collapse the time instead of it taking 3 to 5 years of spinning their wheels, getting frustrated, getting burned out, getting what else happens, confused because there's so much information out there. I take all the guesswork out of how to set up their business system step by step in about 8 to 12 weeks so that they can start commanding a premium price for what they have to offer and reach their financial goals within 8 to 12 weeks instead of 3 to 5 years, right? So how cool is that? So anyway, um, so again, yeah, if you're on YouTube, please just like and subscribe, right? So we can get those views going. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited what we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to break down what it would take for you to make an extra 10K in your business in the next 30 days or even less if you act quickly. Okay. And you might think like, what is that even possible? How is that even possible? Right? Well, I'm going to show you exactly how it will work and we'll break it down for you mathematically so that you'll just see clearly how you can arrive at 10K. Okay, and just to be clear, this is for you if you already have an existing offer. Okay, what I typically show my clients how to do is how to create offers for between $3,000 and $10,000. I show them how to create enough value out of whatever they know, their knowledge, their wisdom, their expertise. We bundle their value so that they can start charging a premium for it so that they can start hitting their financial goals much quicker. So if you're just in the process of building what you have to sell, please continue watching because this will still be relevant as as you begin your business. But also if you're just in the process of building your business, it'd be cool to know. So go ahead and type in begin in the chat so that I can also send you the link to trainings that I have that can help you get focused on, different pieces necessary so that you can effectively build your business. All right. But for those of you who already have an offer, the next 30 days, you're going to want to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. So, to begin today, we'll come from that place where you already have that service based business offer of about 2,500 or more. Okay. So, the intention of this video is to help you see how doable this is, even if you can't, even if you think that an additional $10,000 is completely far fetched. All right. So we want to hit that 10K in 1 month. And this means that if your program is at 2,500, you only need 4 people to enroll to hit that 10K, right? So if you have at least a 30% conversion rate on your sales calls, right? So simple process is posting something that really resonates, posting something your message, right? That really resonates with your ideal client, right? So that they come and book a call with you, right? And there's about 4 steps all the way through. It can be very simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. All right. So if you have a 30% conversion rate on those sales calls once they come into you, right? Then that means you need to speak to around 15 people over the next 3 weeks, right? And this means 5 sales calls per week, right? One sales per day, right? Or sorry, one sales call per day, I should say, right? So that's not too many, right? 3 weeks, 5 sales calls per week, one sales call. Am I saying that right? One sales call per weekday. Yes, per weekday. Okay, so that would equal 4 new clients at 10K, right? There's a little math for you. So 30% close rate equals 15 calls, 15 sales calls, 10%, okay, booked sales calls equals 150 new people into your audience in the next 3 weeks, and those 10 new people per weekday into your audience, okay? So this is how you set yourself up for success. So if you want 4 new clients in 1 month, that's going to bring you to your 10K. Then you can just have one new person on your email list or Facebook group per day, right? So let's talk about the first things that you need to do, which is number one, growing your audience by 10 people per weekday, okay? So it's not about getting more followers on social media. I know I hear that a lot, like, oh, I've got all these followers, I'm getting likes, I'm getting traffic and stuff like that. Okay, but is it the right traffic, right? One thing, and who cares about traffic? Who cares about likes? Who cares about followers really if you're not able to convert them into a sale, right? So this is about getting those really good quality leads, not just anybody and everyone, right? We don't need cheap clicks, which is what Facebook is all geared towards, right? That's not what we're about. We need good quality leads coming to you so you're not wasting your time, not wasting your money, right? It's not about getting more followers on social media. You don't need a huge amount of numbers of people following you. It just doesn't work that way, right? So what we're talking about is getting more people into your email list, into your Facebook group that are quality people, right? You want them to be in a place where they can continuously consume your content, right? Receive your emails from you regularly, and just read your value posts, your valuable posts, right? So you're offering value in your posts. Your messaging should be really resonating, right? And then, so if they're hearing from you consistently and they're getting that messaging that's really resonating with your ideal client, right, they're going to be coming in. You're going to get the right people coming in. And so for this to happen, they need to be part of your community, though, right, to get the consistent messaging. So the quicker you can get them into your community, the better quality they are. That just gives you, and when you've got the system set up, it doesn't take a lot, then it's just a little bit, right? You don't have to be like every day, all day doing content, talking about what you do, talking about yourself. That it just doesn't work that way, right? So if you've got this, your messaging is on point, you've got the right systems leading people into your community, so that you can constantly deliver your message, right? That really deeply resonates with them, it's going to turn into a sale. So, you're not just depending on the algorithm that's out there, right? So there's 2 ways for your audience growth. Okay, there's paid ads and there's organic. Organic meaning free, right? So paid ads, you're driving traffic to a conversion event or your Facebook group, right? That costs money. And if you know how to do it, there's a lot that goes into Facebook ads, but if you know how to do it, it works amazing, right? So, and it doesn't really matter which platform you use. You only need one, really, right? Like Facebook has how many is it? I forget now. 2.4 billion people, I think, on it. You only need a little fraction of those people, right? If it's not working on Facebook, it's not going to work anywhere else, right? If it's not working on Instagram, it's probably not going to work anywhere else. If it's not working in LinkedIn, it's not going to work anywhere else because your messaging is off. Okay, if it's working one place, it can work other places, but if it's not working one place, it's probably not going to work other places. Okay, because I see a lot of people out there, they're calling me every day and they're like, I'm doing Facebook, I'm doing Instagram, I'm doing LinkedIn, I'm doing TikToks, I'm doing YouTube, like that, I'm doing all these things and I'm still not getting clients. Well, that's the problem, right? Messaging is off. What you're putting out there, the content you're putting out there, that's the real problem, right? So anyway, but it works. Paid ads work when you know how to do it properly. I have not stopped running Facebook ads in, I don't know, 3 years, probably, even with the ups and downs of the algorithm, even with the Apple iOS changes, which you might not know anything about. It affected 6 million marketers last year, or was it 2 years ago now? Anyway, still kept going with it because they do work when, your messaging is on par. Anyway, So there's the paid and then there's the organic, which is the free, right? And it's great to do both. You should be always doing both. So organic is generating that content consistently, and it takes more time, but no money, right? So you can do it for free. It does work as well, but again, there's a way to do it that makes it work. It does take extra time, whereas the other one takes more money. So it's going to cost you either way, but just knowing how to do it specifically so that you can call upon it to get clients at will, right? That's the key. So anyway, keys to making it work is making sure that you're growing the right audience, right? So that quality that I was talking about before. So the message, again, I keep saying this over and over again, but the message has to be on point. Otherwise, you're just going to lose time and lose money, right? If you're not set up properly, if you're not understanding how to communicate effectively so your message really truly resonates with your ideal client, and there's a way to figure that out, then it's just not going to go anywhere. You're just going to spin in circles. You're going to throw stuff up on the wall to see what sticks, and nothing's going to stick. And then it'll lead to frustration. So if you're not there yet, awesome. But reach out, because there's a way to do it where you won't waste any time or money. Okay. You got to be really specific about who your content is for, right? And then everything else has to be designed around that too. All right, let's move on to number two. So number two is create the conversion event that converts at least 10%. Okay, so number one was building your audience. Number two, to hit that 10K per month in the next 30 days, is create the conversion event that converts at least 10%. So this means that at least 10% of the people that sign up will book a call with you, right? So that's where that 15 people comes in, where we talked about in the beginning, right? When we were doing that math. So 10% of what we were talking about is the 15 people, right? So the conversion event is a content to conversion formula. Okay, so we're delivering content with the intention of converting people into calls, into sales calls, right? So not yet as a client, just to get them to book that call with you so that you can enroll them, right? Or get them into your shop, or whatever it is that you want them to do, how to connect with you so that you can physically explain, right, how to work with you and why should they work with you and what happens if they don't work with you, right? So in terms of your content, you need to present your unique point of view. All right. What makes you different? What positions you as the go-to against all the competition? Because I'm sure whatever you're up to, there's probably some competition out there, right? What makes them want to go to you versus somebody else, right? There's a way to figure that out. There's a way to position yourself to get them to you versus them going to your competitors. All right. It's not discounting, it's not charging less, it's actually charging more, but it's all in your communication and how you communicate the value around what you've got. Okay. So look at what others in your space are saying and present your ideas in a different, more compelling way that sets you up as the go to. Okay. And also use the elephant in the room. Like, for example, if summer's coming up and you have a program on weight loss, use that to your advantage and be relevant. Make sure you also have a compelling call to action, a CTA, right? Call to action. So follow up with that CTA. Don't be worried that you might be bothering or annoying people, right? You're here to help them. You're helping them solve a problem, a major life problem. Okay? So be confident in that, right? People have hopes, dreams, fears, doubts, desires. There's all these things, right? That's what they buy. They buy on an emotional level. And you're probably an expert in what you do. You're really good at what you do, right? So it's not about that. It's about, again, what results can you get them? What can you help them solve, right? So being confident in that. Like, for example, of this conversion event, or a conversion event could be a VSL, right? A video sales letter, okay, which is essentially a short 15-minute webinar, maybe, or a white page or something like that, right? A white paper, or an audio or whatever, right? It's something that has to position you as the go-to, okay? And I call it a free valuable offer. So presenting your unique point of view and having that call to action, those should always be included in your valuable free offer, okay? which moves us to number 3. What's the third piece of the puzzle for creating that 10K in the next 30 days? The last piece is closing the 30% of the people that you speak to. Okay, so those 4 sign up out of all those people that you've brought in, right? So again, quality makes a difference, right? They got to be quality. And then you also have to know how to communicate the value around what you have to offer to enroll them into paying you, right? So how do you get those 4 to say yes? You make an offer that people would feel stupid not to say yes to, right? They don't want to say no to it because it could end up, if they don't say yes, what could happen, right? If they do say yes, what could happen? So you're making it, positioning it in such a way, like that they feel so good, right? That they would say yes. It's like an offer that is so good, they would say, I need to buy this. I need to work with this person, right? And then positioning your offer as something that they need to have now, right? And how, right? So be clear on the problem that you solve, clear on the process that you take them through, and, just like being able to communicate that value is really what it comes down to, right? What's the premise or the outcome that you deliver? So being really clear on that. What results can you get for them, right? So does that make sense? So just to recap, okay? So 4 new clients at $2,500 each is 10K, right? Of course, that changes the ratio if your price is higher, right? If you're charging 5K, you only need 2 clients to hit that 10K, right? And typically my clients, we create enough value in their offer, and before they come to me, they're like, I don't even know, they'll be maybe charging $500 or they'll be charging $100 an hour. And they're like, how can I possibly charge between 3,000 and 10,000 for what I'm offering, right? But I help people all the time. Okay. Hi, Anke. Hopefully I said that right. Nice to see you. But the people are just like, how could I charge $3,000 when I'm just charging $100 an hour, right? Like, how do I go from there to there, right? Well, there's a way to do it, right? And it's typically designing it around who your ideal client is, okay? And there's a process to it, but it's taking what you know, your knowledge, your experiences, everything that you know, right, as the expert, and packaging it, bundling it around what your ideal client would ideally want. Okay. And then being able to communicate the value in such a way where they're just like, yes, 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 yes. Here's 10K bargain. I'm in. Okay. And it happens all the time. Right. Or here's, 2K, 25K, right? 5K. Constantly my clients are celebrating in our group, like, I can't believe I got my next 10K client, da 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 da, I can't believe I got another 3K client, right? It's typically between 3 and 10K depending on what they do. All right, so we've got like therapists and designers and artists and realtors and photographers and gosh, I don't know, we've got so many coaches and uh, people helping others with custody and boutique owners. I mean, you name it, right? There's a way to do it. It's just you don't know what you don't know. It's up here in your blind spot. So anyway, let's recap again. So 4 new clients, 2,500 equals 10K. That's at a 30% close rate, which means 15 sales calls, right? 10% book sales calls at 150 new people into your audience in the next 3 weeks. Okay. And then 10 new people per weekday into your audience. Okay. Does that make sense? So again, for this to happen in the next 30 days, you do need to have an offer in place, right? That's between 2,500 to 10,000, I would say, right? So if you don't, then you can maybe spend the next 3 to 4 weeks refining and building your program, and then go back to this video and follow along. Okay. With that being said, I want to see you, I want to see that this is like a doable and highly possible thing for you, okay, for you and your business. It is, okay? If you have any type of service-based business, if you're an expert in anything, if you have a certification in something, if you're like really passionate about helping people, making a difference, making an impact on people, chances are, 99.9% of the time, there is a way to bundle the value around what you're doing, what you're being able to help people with, and to be able to charge a premium for it. And it does everybody a service when it's higher because it gives people skin in the game to get the results that they're after, right? If you give it away for free or cheap or whatever, people don't show up the same way as if they're investing in themselves, investing like just think about it. If you're investing 10,000 in something, you're going to show up and do the work, right? Because you want to get that result versus if you spent 20 bucks for something, it might sit on the shelf. You know what I mean? Like it's just not that big of a deal, right? But if you scrimped and saved and and put everything, I mean, you worked hard for that 10K, right? You're going to want to get your money's worth. So just, changing that perspective about the pricing too, right? So making sure that you have an offer that is between 3,000, 10,000, it's valuable, it gets people results. That's how you do. That's how you make 10K in the next 30 days. All right. So if you want to dive deeper into the pieces that we talked about today, type the word interested so that someone from my team can get back to you and we can book a 15-minute quick call, okay, just to kind of assess your business, see what's working, what's not working, see how you could, whatever questions you have. If you have a question around how do I create an offer between 3,000 and 10,000, or if you're like, I don't understand what you just talked about throughout this whole video, how can I make 10K in the next 30 days? I need your help. Then go ahead and book a free 15-minute call. It's not a sales call. We're not going to sell you anything. If at that point you're kind of like, you know what, I think I want more, then we'll go ahead and book another call and we could talk about working together if it makes sense and stuff like that. All right, so I hope you found this very valuable. Again, I'm here every Thursday in the Business Growth Blueprint Facebook group, 3 p.m. every Thursday, unless I'm traveling or sick, probably. What else? And if you're watching on YouTube, again, like and subscribe. And come on over to the Facebook group. We'd love to have you, Business Growth Blueprint. And if you're here in the group already, awesome. Just come on by. I'm going to be sending you reminders if you want reminders and you're not on the email list. If you want some reminders about what we're going to be talking about, I send out a reminder that, hey, I'm going live on this topic at 3 p.m. this Thursday. Hop on the mailing list. You can always DM me. It's fine, or just put interested and we can just do that or whatever. One of myself or my team will get a hold of you. All right, guys, so hopefully that was valuable. Hopefully that helps you, and hopefully I'll see you next Thursday at 3. All right, take care.